Hi guys, my name is Ellie, welcome to my channel, and this is a very different setup. I'm house sitting for my sister, and I thought I would film a little get ready with me before I go volunteer. I'm going to be working the Planned Parenthood booth at the St. Louis Earth Day Festival. So, I have some fun makeup. I have a dog right over there. I have made a makeshift filming stand off of some various toys, so thank you, nephew. And my makeup's gonna be pretty simple, but hopefully fun. I didn't open up anything. I want to use some multi-chromes. I'm going to be using sunscreen because it's overcast, but as any pale person will tell you, you can still burn. Still burn a lot. Oh, I have so many things here. I didn't really plan this. Okay, we'll just start with sunscreen. This time I'm using the Kiehl's Super Fluid. I'm just gonna spread that all over my face. So yeah, other than that, I like Earth Day. I'm quite excited for that. I like Planned Parenthood. I'm very excited to volunteer for them, have some fun, talk to some people, use the approachableness of my face to get some people to come talk to us and pick up some stuff. My big thing about Planned Parenthood is everybody thinks, oh my gosh, it's all about abortions. And that's not true. Planned Parenthood does some really great services that are not just abortions. As well as if somebody wants to get an abortion, that's a great choice for them. If they make that choice with their body and it's a good research thing for them that they feel, then they should have access to it. But one of the things I really, really like about Planned Parenthood is they are some of the best care I've ever gotten. I go in for birth control because it's really, really fucking frustrating trying to coordinate updates with your provider. And my previous, she was an internist. She was who I was using. She had no weekend hours. Her hours were pretty much like, it was like either 7:30 or 8 to 4, and I worked 8:30 to 5, and at that time, and I'm like, I can't get in. You don't have any hours when I can get there. And she doesn't, like, some of the doctors in the office did Saturdays, but she was not one of those doctors. And despite the fact that you do not legally need a pap smear every year to be on birth control, she wanted one. Every fucking year she wanted her well woman exam in order to renew my birth control, even though I've never had any type of negative results or precancerous cells or anything. Like, I have no risk factors at this point or at that point. But she would hold my birth control hostage and say that I had so much time to come in and get my well woman exam, and I'm like, hey, I know that I don't fucking need one. There's nothing different. There's nothing changing. I just need to keep taking the pills at that time that, you know, keep me from getting pregnant. Also make my period manageable because, oh my god, my unmedicated period is no fun. No fun. It's really, really heavy. It's super bloody. It doesn't follow any type of cycle that I could find out when I was unmedicated. I'm just putting on some ColourPop cream blush to make myself look a little less pasty. And of course, I'm probably going to go overboard on it, like always. But I think that looks like a touch more to balance it out, but yeah. But yeah, it doesn't even come every month. It's like, sometimes it'll be 2 months in a row, and then it won't come for 4 months. And back when that was happening, I wasn't having any sex, so I knew I wasn't pregnant. I was just mad. And then it would show up out of the blue some days. And it also liked to try and trick me. It would take a break, like a solid day or two break in the middle, where there would be no blood, and I'd be like, oh, we're done. That is a trick. You are not done. And it would then have a bunch of other surprise blood after I'd stopped using all of my products. Why did I write that up? I wiped my blush finger on my pants when I have a paper towel specifically for wiping off my hands. Yeah, so that is horrifying. And I, at the time, had just started a job when I was due for that update. And I was like, I don't have vacation time. I don't want it. I shouldn't have to take a day out of work unpaid to get an exam that I do not need to stay on my fucking birth control that I've been taking for 6 years with no issues. And for her to call me fat, because she called me fat every time. Which, yeah, I'm fat. I know that. I don't need to be told that. The thing that frustrated me about how she did it was, like, back when I was seeing her, I was running half marathons. I was lifting weights. I was very active. But I was still heavy. A lot less heavy than I am now. But we would sit there and we'd talk about, you know, my activities and all this other stuff. And she'd weigh me and she'd be like, yeah, you should lose some weight. Every fucking time. Like, you've been seeing me for years, and I have lost some weight, but my blood pressure's fantastic, my cholesterol's great, I don't have any of the horrible, you know, risk factors running in my family. I'm good. Like, yeah, it'd be nice to lose weight, and I would like to lose weight, but it's not as easy as, oh, I hadn't thought of just losing weight. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's why I loved my pediatrician so much, is because we would talk about it. Because my pediatrician saw us all the way through 18. Yeah, I stopped seeing my pediatrician when I turned 18, because that's when I started going to my internist to get birth control and everything, and she could just act as a PCP for me since she was an internist. I'm just setting my face with RCMA no color powder, which makes the blush look a lot more normal. But yeah, my pediatrician, she was also a heavier lady, and I loved her. She always gave us balloons, even when we were in high school, which was fantastic. But she'd be like, yeah, you know, the chart says that you're this much over your weight, but, you know, looking at you, talking to you, having seen you for years, I know you're not out there just eating trash, because at that time, and even currently, we really just don't eat that much pre-processed food. A lot of both mine and my family's cooking is from scratch, and it does have plenty of fiber and plant nutrition and protein. Like, we just eat too much. We eat right, we just eat too much. Is that powder on? And she'd just be like, yeah, it'd be nice if you could lose weight, but also, you're not. It's fine. You're not that bad. I got some setting powder on her bench. But, so I left that internist for Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood, you can schedule an appointment online. I'm gonna angle this a little better. Yeah, that puts me more in frame. You can see all the dust that I got on my shirt. Yeah, you can schedule online. They check you in there, and when I went to see them the first time, they asked me when my last pap smear had been. And then they said, do you want to do one? And I said, not really. I don't like having things shoved up my vagina. Because it's a really weird sensation to have your cervix scraped. And if I don't have to, I don't want to. I just don't. She's like, okay, well, you've had one the last year, so you're only required one every 3 years. I'm like, I know that, and I'm glad that you know that. She's like, do you have any symptoms, anything you want to talk about? No? Okay, well, let's just get you a birth control prescription and get you out of here. And that was it. And then when we started, my boyfriend and I, I don't know how often he gets tested, but it's at least once a year. We also just do standard STD testing, just because you can and because you should, and you never know it's not like a dig at him, but if I ever show up with an STD, since I'm not sleeping with anybody else, I know it happened. But it's just good to get tested if you did get exposed to anything else. If you don't get tested, you're like, oh, I'm in a monogamous relationship, it's fine. And then you don't get treated for it, that's much more dangerous. Like, it would suck to get one when I shouldn't get one in a monogamous relationship. We were both tested and clean. Where did my brush go? Where's my brush? I put primer on my eyes, by the way. I'm trying to put down something, but my brush has gone missing. Fine, we'll use this one, since the other one is missing. And we'll put some of the Bare Minerals Wearable Light Pistachio on my brow bone, just for a highlight. Because I'm going to go in with a cream shadow, and I like them to have as little powder as we can, but I do also want that brow bone highlight, because I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, we get tested, I show up. The other thing is the way that they talk about their services and just to you in general is significantly nicer than most other providers I've had. It's not, oh, what do you have or anything. It's just like, oh, you're getting tested. I'm like, yeah, we do it once a year, just because she's like, that's fantastic, thank you. At any time. Sorry, my lips are dry. Lip balm. I also forgot to pack any lipstick, so I'm gonna go get that from my house later, but until then, we're lip balm people. Oh, this guy. So we're gonna go in with the Maybelline Color Tattoo in leather. Yeah. Leather. That's gonna be my base, and then I'm gonna pack a multi-chrome just on my mobile lid. But yeah, anytime I've tried to get a service, it's been really easy to find it. It hasn't been, like, there's questions, just kind of like, hey, you know, why? And then you give them their answer, and that's fine. When I got my IUD put in, they were really great. They did a nice little consultation, talked about the different options, gave me their suggestion. It was really, really fast. It was really, really great. The only thing I don't particularly like about Planned Parenthood is that there's always a pack of protesters outside. It's very annoying. Especially because they're only ever protesting about abortion and trying to trick you to go into their separate weird medical, like, before I knew that you could park in the parking lot if you're attending, because they have, you know, the gates, or at least our locations that I've been to have gates. So there's a big fence around the parking lot and the building so that the protesters know where they can't go in, because, you know, don't come near the front door. And I thought that that was all just for people working, so I would always park around the corner and then have to walk through the protesters through the gate to the front. And they told me once, they're like, you know, you can park in front. I'm like, I didn't know that. Oh my god, I can skip the protesters? I'm gonna skip the protesters. So, yeah. As soon as I found out you can park in their lot, it's been way better. Because the protesters just, like, it's not really worth it to, like, explain to them that, hey, it's none of their business what you're doing with your body and with your medical choices. And they're only ever protesting abortion, and that is not the only thing that facility provides. They provide a bunch of other fantastic services, which honestly have a bigger impact on lowering the abortion rates, if that is your true goal, than shouting at people trying to do stuff. Like, people saying, oh, well, you don't have to do that, you don't have to. I'm like, yes, I do. I'm going in for a well woman check to get my fucking birth control. Not everybody is getting an abortion, and if they are, guess what? You're making their day way worse, and can you not? Can you just not? Because it's a very personal decision. It's going to be rough for whatever reason somebody's choosing to do that, and can you just not make it more horrible for them? It's unnecessary to do that to them and to shriek at somebody who's going through something really rough already. I had a whole plan to talk about the things that I had griped about, and instead I'm just ranting and raving about how much I like Planned Parenthood and how much I like them, which is why I'm volunteering, because it's going to be fun. Also, I like the Earth Day Festival. My work gave out seeds for Earth Day. I need to find a place to put them, but I'm excited about that. I think these are even. Is it raining or just making noises? See, new house that I haven't been in, I don't know what the noises are yet, and we're still figuring that out. Okay, the multi-chrome options. They're all from Dawn Eyes Cosmetics. I have Heavenly, which is like a reddy, goldy, green multi-chrome, which I've used before. I have Fantastical, which is like purple, blue, green. Well, maybe that's what we're doing. And I also have Scintillating, which is like teal and mauve and something else. I think we might go with all puppies sleeping and dreaming and twitching in her sleep. Fantastical. So it looks like this. I haven't used it. It looks very dark. I also haven't used these over the shadow. The liquid, not liquid, cream shadow. But let's be hopeful and put it on my lid. Oh, that's a lot of pigment. I'll move that up to the light where I can actually see it though. On my precarious pile of things. But yeah, I was gonna gripe about influencer brands, because I've been seeing more and more people who are in the beauty space deciding that that means they have to come up with a beauty line, and we're getting kind of sick of it. Like, as it was originally kind of fun, because like you get to see people that you want to promote making products, but also the beauty market's already really saturated, and it's kind of oversaturated. There's so many brands, from drugstore to high-end to indie, that it's kind of overdone. And if we can't find the right products, that's why you're having people saying, oh, well, we're making great products, we're getting great reviews, but nobody's buying anything. That's because there's too many things to choose from for the average consumer to buy all of them. And if you keep coming out with more and more brands just because you're like, well, I'm a beauty YouTuber, I'm a whatever, and my next step to me feels like coming out with makeup. If it doesn't feel like that to anybody else, and you're not doing something different. I need to put my mascaras in my boob so they can warm up, so I can put those on once I figure out. I feel like I should blend that out with something, but I don't have the most confidence in my ability to blend out on a cream shadow. So let's see what we can do. Yeah, it does sound like it's raining, which is not my favorite thing. Okay, I'm gonna take this guy with the last little bits of the cream shadow and try and get like the edge a little diffused. See if we can't make it a little softer. Yeah, that's doing something. Okay, and I'm gonna take a little bit to replace some of the bits that the blending removed, but not go over the blending. Have very precarious plans. Yeah, that sounds like rain, which is not what I'm hoping for, because if we get rained out, I will have gone down there for not a ton of reasons, and things will be all closed because of the rain. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to do that with this side as well. Yeah, but there's just, I feel like every time you turn around, there's like 5 other people in the beauty space bringing out a beauty line. But they're not doing new things with it. They're not dropping brushes. They're not coming out with something that is unique or better serving an underserved market. If you're like an influencer of color and you're like, okay, I have issues finding this, this, or this, and I'm gonna make it, that I understand, that I'm interested in. But like, I think the one that we saw was James Charles and Trixie Mattel, and I'm like, we already have drag queen makeup, we already have standard random white boy makeup. Unless you have something you're like, I'm gonna make this thing and it's gonna be great. If you have a clear vision about what you're gonna do that is going to be different or better serving the market, like if you're like, I can't find a mascara that is opaque blue, and you're like, I'm gonna make it. Cool, but if you're just coming out with a product to make a product because you can, because, you know, you hit a certain size and you decide that the next step is making products, but you don't really have a goal about what your products are gonna do that is new or better. I don't think we need it. I really don't. I just don't think that we need so many products from so many people. I'm missing some brushes. We'll go with this guy. Yeah, he'll do. For bronzer, we're gonna take it a little light because my hair's back, so you can definitely see all my edge bits. And just kind of blend a bit of that. Get some up here. And yeah, you can't tell a difference because I'm only lit on one side. The other option was to face that way and be backlit. Well, I guess I could face that way, but it's a really pretty painting and I want to see it. Well, I guess it's not, I don't think it's painting, I think it's pastels. I should know it. It's my uncle's. But I know he used to do pastels, and I don't know if that's still his medium of choice or if he's moved on to painting, because I feel like he did that for a while. He's really cool. But yeah, I'm just, and I think a lot of people are as well, just a little burnt out on every influencer or blogger or person who does something related to beauty once they get to a certain size is like, I'm gonna do makeup. And we're like, but why? Because Trixie is married to the creator of Sugar Pill. I know her name. I do know her name. Shrinkle. It's like, I know her name. I can do that. I'm gonna put some wax in my eyebrows to hold the eyeshadow I'm gonna put there. And to shape my brows. Ooh, I also have to decide what I'm gonna eat. Because I was gonna get lunch on the way to my volunteering shift. And I don't know what's open at 10 a.m. on a Saturday that, like, would take my orders into something I want to eat. Okay, brush the wax through. Yeah, but like, Shrinkle has access to so many colors and formulas and things that if Trixie Mattel really wants to do something, I'm surprised they wouldn't choose to do it with their spouse through their huge successful company. And like, they've done a collaboration today, together. I'm trying to use they because I don't remember if Trixie prefers he or she pronouns. It can be, well, just in general. I'm trying to get better about using they if I don't know preferred pronouns. And I gotta get some practice just for my non-binary people that do use they, and I'm bad at it because my brain keeps telling me it's plural even though I'm trying to, make the choice. So I'm practicing. Practicing makes perfect, so maybe I'll just be able to do the switch better when anybody else tells me that they prefer they, their pronouns. But they did a collab together, Shrinkle and Trixie Mattel, and it was boring for me, but that means that there's no problem that they have with working with Sugar Pill, at least as far as I know, unless something went horribly wrong on their end, which I feel like would be a potential marital problem if something went so wrong with somebody else, with their partner's company, trying to do their vision. Because that is like the best chance to get what you want done, is to work with the person that owns the company and know that they care about your end result being what you want. If you're married to the person who runs the company, and I would assume they would care about making things work for you, you probably got a really good chance at the best collaboration you're gonna get. As long as that company does what you want. And Sugar Pill does a lot of bright colors. They were serving an underserved part. They were like the go-to brights, the go-to good quality, consistent brights. Apparently their liquid lipsticks are quite nice. I was not that impressed, but I think it's just a formula that's not my cup of tea. But what does Trixie think they're gonna do that they couldn't do with Sugar Pill? What is it gonna be that's gonna be different? Are you coming out with something like super specific to drag that's gonna do something different in a way that other companies have not served the drag market? What? Because it also won't be the first brand that's focused on drag. Like, I know brands that are drag favorites, and what I have questions about what exactly you're going to do that's different than what's already being done, and why we need your company over a different one. Especially if you're starting out, you're not going to have the same type of stock and everything. Like, I'm putting on some highlight from Mary Luminizer to make me sparkle. Then I'm going to cover it up with glitter. Yeah, we're wearing glitter today. Yeah, it is a more subtle highlight, but that's because I'm pretty sure my highlight brush didn't make it here with me, and that'll be on my list of things to pick up when I go back home. I do want to highlight my inner corner. I'm going to take Treasure from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette. That's too thick of a brush. We're going to do this one and do my inner corner. Oh, that turned out very opaque. It's fine. We're just sparkly. That's happening. And then I'm kind of tempted, I don't know if I should, I'm tempted to run a little bit of deep purple on my lower lash line. Let's do it before I panic and don't do it. Yeah. Use this flat packing brush and just press a little bit, knock off any excess, and because I don't want it super, super opaque, but I think it's going to tie in the top eye line a lot better. I like this side versus this side. Yeah, And I totally get that, like, it sounds like a fun thing, and, like, I can understand how it would be fun to make makeup. I get that. But I don't get, like, I would enjoy making makeup, but I'm not going to because I don't have any specific things where I'm like, this is the thing that I want that doesn't exist. Oh, sorry, I was gonna set my face first. We're using this one, Pacifica Cherry Matte Setting Spray, because I got it and I want to know what it's like. There we go. So I think if you have longer arms than I do, you're going to have a better chance of getting it at a good spray distance, because at the full extent is a nice soft mist. Closer is a lot. I like this. This smells like raspberry tea, not like cough syrup. I don't know if it works well yet, but the scent is better than I was planning for. Supposedly it's got hyaluronic acid in it too, which, if that seeps through my makeup and helps me stay hydrated so that I don't overproduce oils, I will appreciate. Oof. So once that sets down, we're going to go in with Half Light from Dear Katie Brown. They make these fantastic pressed glitters, which have just, like, it's not like gooey, but it has just enough adhesive in it to just stick down on contact. They work with fingers very well. I have not had any luck with a brush, but this part is fun. I feel set. Okay. And putting this on is just a lot of fun, I find. A lot of fun. This is like my favorite way to wear this shadow, is as a good chunk of like glitter freckles across the center of my face. It makes me happy, and so I do it. And I feel like a festival where I'm volunteering for Planned Parenthood is a great time to put glitter on my face and just have a lot of fun. I have glitter sunscreen that I was considering using, but since it's overcast and it would mainly just be on like my legs and not my fun chesticles, it seemed silly to do that. Yeah, let's get this everywhere. Like, I'm not kidding about the glitter. It's fun. I need more on my nose. Like, that's fun. Who doesn't want to have some fun? And I just keep putting it on because I have no chill. I want it kind of up around my eyes as well. Just all over the nose. I'm gonna put a little bit more everywhere. But yeah, I want the people coming out with makeup to have a better plan type vision thing about why. Like, why? Ooh, I like it up there. I'm gonna put some on the other side. This is gonna end with me just coating my face in glitter, in case you haven't noticed. I'll put a little bit more through here and up here. It's not going high enough for me. Yeah. I'm gonna have fun today. That is the goal. Because after I volunteer, I'm going to my boyfriend so we can go hiking. he's seen this before. This is not new for him. Alright, is that... Ooh, mascara. I do want to set my face one more time, just to give these a nice little, like, top layer. And then we get to do mascara. Yeah. I have a rant as well about the new Taylor Swift song, but I'm not sure I have the energy to do it here. And honestly, I'm not sure I should do it at all. I'm not a makeup review place. I just have feelings and I'm kind of sassy. I guess the short answer is, I don't like it. I think it's kind of jumbled. I don't think it really does a good job of showcasing either of their talents. I'm pretty upset that she had access to Brendon Urie with his fantastic voice and range, and that together that's what they made. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and put some stuff on. Mainly mascara. So primer first. Benefit They Are Real Tinted Mascara Primer. Yeah, so I listened to it yesterday because I started the day listening to The Balance from Catfish and the Bottlemen because it was priority. It just came out and it was a full album that I've been waiting quite a while for. And I wanted it and I was excited about it. So I did that, and then later I was like, okay, I've listened to the album on repeat for the first, like, 2/3 of the day. I think I can test out the Taylor Swift song now. So, to be fair, I was already listening to what I considered very good music, having a good time, listening to Catfish and the Bottlemen, enjoying that, and then I opened up her single, and, like, it's very boring. It's very formulaic. It's not anything she hasn't done before. I absolutely hate the little rap spelling section. It's out of place. I feel like if you're going to collaborate with another artist and do a feature, I'm assuming you want something from them you can't do, because she could have picked any standard male vocalist off the street and gotten them to sing that part. It didn't use his range. It didn't use anything unique to him. It didn't really benefit from, like, his style or his flair. It was just Brendon Urie singing a part of your song. And I know Taylor Swift can make better music. Like, I know she's leaning heavier into the pop right now. That's fine. Pop does not need to be bad, though. And I got even madder when I realized what they could have done that would have been really cool. Taylor Swift has an interesting lower range. She's got a bit of smokiness when she does that, and I like when she does that, and it's different. It's because a lot of her other songs end up with her higher, more delicate range, sounding very soft and feminine. But if you go back a little bit and use, like, sorry, it's hard to focus on your mascara and talk. The style that Brendon Urie did on Death of a Bachelor for Panic at the Disco, which is just him. That, like, lounge singer, almost retro type grunginess. They could have done a lovely, darker, deeper, lounge type duet that would have been so cool. And they didn't. She picked a not hard to sing section I think the puppy's trying to bark in her sleep, but she's just moving her mouth and not really making like any vocal sounds. But yeah, they could have done something really, really cool, and they didn't, and I'm sassy because I really want to support Brendan Urie, and I generally don't hate Taylor Swift, but I hate that song. I listened a couple times to be like, maybe it's just I need to adjust to it. Sometimes I need a second and it doesn't quite come across right. I need to adjust to this is the song, or like there's a part that like I don't get, and then later I'm like, it's not that bad. No. The more I listened, the angrier I was. And so, but my makeup is done, and I probably have to go drive down to the park so I can volunteer for Planned Parenthood. Yeah. Good news. Catfish and the Bottlemen's The Balance came out yesterday. It's very good. I'm obsessed a little bit. And that is the lovely painting that my uncle did. I want to say paint, but the edges look kind of chalk or pastel, so it might be pastels. I'll have to look and find out, but that's the face. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time. Happy Earth Day, and Earth Day was earlier this week, but what did you do for Earth Day? Because I am currently getting some pots together so my niece and nephew can decorate them, and then we can plant some tomatoes for them because they love tomatoes, and they can grow tomatoes and eat the tomatoes, and I think they'll really like it. But yeah, I'm gonna go hang out in the rain and give people condoms and leaflets. I'll see you guys next time.